In the 17th and 18th centuries, the northwestern border of the intersection of Westchester Boulevard and Lancaster Avenue contained the only pasture in West Hunter, USA. A stream flowing into Low Harbor provided the cattle, sheep, and goats with fresh water. Residents of the community would chat about the American Revolution and the birth of a new nation while leaning on the fence, watching their livestock. The pasture was the tearful setting for the marshaling of militia to bid adieu to their loved ones before they marched out of town down Lancaster Avenue to fight in both the Revolutionary and Civil Wars. By the late 19th century, the Industrial Revolution had transformed New England. There was no longer a need for a pasture. The town sold the land to a fabricator of steel to make parts for ships. By the late 1970s, the site had been vacated and the public complained of the dilapidated buildings that were dangerous to adventurous children. A real estate tycoon bought the property, tore down the buildings, built Aronimink Drive through the center of the pasture, and constructed 4 office buildings, a farmer's market, and a restaurant. Those 6 buildings remain today. You had business today with a law firm located in 201 Aronimink Drive. You walked into the lobby of the building, browsing the posted business directory. A woman, finally appointed in professional business attire, approaches the directory. "Excuse me, can you tell me if there's a good place in town to grab a cup of coffee?"
There's 2 places you could try downtown. There's a cafe on Town Square Street and a coffee shop on Springton Lane.
Is one better than the other?
I think you get better service at the cafe. The coffee shop is next to a bakery, hair salon, and an ice cream store. It gets very busy.
Well, I was thinking of sitting at a table and doing some work.
Try the coffee shop then. It's on Springton Lane.
Thank you so much. By the way, my name is Charles. What's your first name?
My name's Sabrina.
It's been nice to meet you, Sabrina. What line of work are you in?
I'm a financial advisor and I have an office nearby.
Really? I'm here to talk to my attorney about an inheritance. I could use some financial advice. She fumbled in her purse for her business card. 8 business days later, you sat in her office talking about your financial situation. You learned in subsequent conversations that she is going through a painful divorce that is wreaking havoc on her home. You prayerfully crafted her a prayer in an email. She called you up, apologizing for her unprofessional tears, thanking you for your kindness. You said you knew of a woman in your church who went through a divorce a year ago. She had found strength through discovering a new relationship with God. You asked if it was okay if you introduced Sabrina to her in an email. She welcomed it. A few months later, Sabrina was a believer in Jesus Christ and regularly attended your church. This is Charles Wagner of Gramazin.com. Sometimes God orchestrates divine appointments so we can connect someone in need with someone else who can help them. When you meet someone, consider that God has used you to connect them with someone else who will minister to them. In the last class, I presented a vision for a testimony task force. And our vision is this, that churches in the North Shore are going to start publishing their testimonies on their websites so that when people drive by, they know those people get me. They've been through divorce. They've been through suicidal like I was at one point in my life. They get it. I can relate with them. I can consider joining their church or participating in their church.